Hotel Echo Lima Lima Oscar. A late good afternoon for myself, the one and only and truly DLG repping from South East London, England, otherwise short for Delhi London Guna. Space Romeo Echo Papa Papa Indigo November. Welcome again to another live fresh content for myself. And this is a Premier League roundup of all the games from all 10 fixtures and all the goals. I've got them to talk you through, and some other talking points within the fixtures. So before I go into the fixtures, show me love, joy, and respect by smashing the thumbs up like button for me. Do that in abundance. Speaking of love, joy, and respect, make sure that you share this channel virally all over the globe, especially to your friends and your relatives. Make sure you share this channel all over the globe. And if you're watching me for the first time, welcome on board. It's a pleasure getting to know who you are, your culture, tell me a bit about yourself as a football fan. Other than that, in the comment section below, if you got your opinions of the game, of a game that you were at or you were watching, if you got your own thoughts, etc., drop it in the comment section below. As far as I'm concerned, it belongs for positive feedback only. So leave it in the comment section below. And yes, keep it respectful but nice. Lee. And on top of that, help me by subscribing to my channel. Smash that sub button for me, left, right, and center, gloriously but passionately. The aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. So get subscribing. Smash that sub button for me. And remember, if you show me love by subscribing, I'll shout you out with love, respect, and joy. Like I did with 2 other new subscribers of recently. So get subscribing. And let's make this channel grow. Otherwise, you're gonna have to excuse me for a moment. Just checking on my meter. Right, just excuse me. Right. Well, we're going to start off with Saturday's game and the early lunchtime kickoff between Liverpool and Chelsea. Now, the first couple of minutes, Chelsea came out of the trap flying, and they had a goal disallowed. And I think Thiago's goal would have stood if not for the fact that he hit the post and it rebounded to Kai Havertz, who was offside. So the decision was to disallow the goal after a VAR check. Otherwise, I think Chelsea were in control in the beginning of the first half. I think they came at Liverpool with an intent to get that goal and settle for what they would have had. That was the plan. You could see it. Although Liverpool came back into the contest in the first half, I think it was more on Chelsea, taking control of that first half on the front foot. Liverpool were in the second half. They looked a lot more dangerous. Maybe, in fact, in the first half, they did show attacking intent. But I think it was due to the fact that there was a lack of quality from both sides, and the deadlock couldn't be broken in the first half. And in the second half, you could sense that it was a lack of quality. But that being said, Modric came on to make his debut, and I tell you what, never mind the price tag, never mind how much he's on a week, his football ability was intriguing to see, and you could see that he's got good, quick feet, pace. James Milner was rightfully booked for bringing him down because Milner knew he couldn't match him in a foot race. And I'll tell you what, I think Chelsea have got one hell of a winger and a footballer. But other than that, it finished Liverpool nil, Chelsea nil. Next game, Bournemouth v Nottingham Forest. Um, I think this is a contest of two halves between the two of them. Bournemouth not so much out of the doghouse, neither the relegation doghouse, should I say, neither Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth obviously at home on the front foot, but Forest, to their credit, they did compete with Bournemouth, and you have to give it to Forest. They created a couple of opportunities of their own. I think Bournemouth did take the lead through Anthony Gordon. Not Anthony. Oh, Jaden Anthony. That's it. My bad. I do apologise, Everton fans. Jaden Anthony fired them in front, and they were 1-0 to the good. 1-0 up to the good, should I say. I just remember Forest pushing for that equaliser, and a Bournemouth old boy came off from the bench and got the equaliser with subdued celebration because of his time with Bournemouth. So he showed that respect to the home supporters. And in the end, it was the share of the spoils. So it finished Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Next game, Leicester City v Brighton Hove Albion, and what a good game it was from a neutral perspective. I mean, both teams playing attacking football. I think Brighton were on the front foot. It felt like Brighton were on the front foot for the first 20 odd minutes, and that Kura Mitoma, I might have butchered his first. I might have messed up his first name, but he got on the score sheet, and what a goal it was. He's cut inside and he's unleashed an unstoppable right-footed curler, I think. Well, he might have hit it on the laces, but the ball bent. Still, either way, it was a beautiful strike, and Ward had no chance. To Leicester's credit, when Mark Albrighton came on for, I think, Dewsbury Hall, different game, completely different game, and he brought to the table his experience and his attacking prowess, and he's got you could see that he couldn't miss the target from where he was, and he got Leicester back into the game. And that was before then. Leicester were pushing for an equaliser, I believe. And then in the second half, Leicester came out on the front foot, looking like the team to score. And before you know it, they got their noses in front. I think it was not Jamie Vardy with the goal. Set piece comes in swinging, I believe, and Harvey Barnes was there to tap in from 4 yards out, 4 or 5 yards out. 2-1 Leicester. But to Brighton's credit, they showed intent of getting an equaliser, especially on the counter attack. But Leicester were looking to really get the third goal and really kill the game off. They couldn't do that, and Brighton, to their credit, to their character, well, they proved to the Premier League why they're sitting sixth in the Premier League at this moment of time, and they got the equaliser they richly deserved, I feel. And there was no winner, no fifth goal of that game, so it finished Leicester City 2, Brighton Hove Albion 2. Southampton v Aston Villa. Now, this was like a big moment for Southampton. They needed to win this game. Aston Villa could have done with the 3 points as well. I think Southampton had a goal disallowed, and rightfully so. I believe they had a goal disallowed. Southampton fans, if you're watching, drop it in the comment section below. Yeah, they had to. Southampton did their best to get onto the front foot, which they did. Aston Villa showed intent as well of getting on the front foot, and I feel it all opened up a little bit in the second half, and I think it was a set piece or an in-swinging cross in the second half, and Villa found the winner, the winner through Ollie Watkins. This is their first win since they sold Danny Ings to West Ham United. I don't understand why they've sold Danny Ings to West Ham United without even a thought of a replacement. But there you go. That's another story for another day. But the main thing is Villa got the goal, and they held on to get the 3 points. So it finished Southampton 0, Aston Villa 1. Next game, West Ham United v Everton. Massive 6-pointer down the London Stadium. And on the first showing, in front of my naked eyes, Everton started off on the front foot. They were quicker on the ball. It looked a lot sharper than West Ham United, if the truth be told. And I think Iwobi looked the most dangerous player. And you wouldn't think it, but Everton looked like the better team. But as the first half grew, West Ham got their noses in front. But then again, before they got their noses in front, Benrahma had a fierce shot saved by Pickford. It was more straight at him. But when the set piece comes in, I think there was a set piece coming in or cross, and Jarrod Bowen tapped in from like 4 or 5 yards out. Yeah, he couldn't miss. The net bulging at the top of the net, top middle. He couldn't miss. And then the second goal, well, good bit of play by West Ham's Bowen. He sent Mikel Antonio down the line. Mikel Antonio skinned James Tarkowski for pace, and he laid a cut back to Jarrod Bowen, who couldn't miss from where he was. Another tap in, another goal, 2-0. Yeah, but Everton, to their credit, they show their intent, their attacking intent in terms of getting a goal. And Iwobi came probably the closest to scoring for Everton, but a deflected shot of Declan Rice, who turned around to the fans and celebrated. Lampard's time with Everton was looking really dimmer. I mean, the board are under immense pressure, and I'm talking about the Everton board, and that's another result that they didn't want. So it finished West Ham United 2, Everton 0, and that game was Lampard's final game in charge, because I think the next day he was sacked. And he did have his say in his post-match interview, and David Moyes has had his say as well, and about Everton, and he knows how. He said that he knew how the fans were feeling, and Lampard was saying, it's his fault and he takes responsibility, and Lampard was honest, but it wasn't enough to save him his job. So moving on to the next game, Crystal Palace v Newcastle United. Well, I'll tell you, on the evidence of the first half, I think Newcastle had complete control of that game, controlled the opportunities. I think Guaita was the busier of the two goalkeepers, and he had to pull off a couple of vital saves to keep Palace in the contest. That being said, Palace did show some intent and some fight. And Vieira has said that Vieira has publicly come out and said that he demands more from Palace, because they've gone for a losing streak. And this is a game that they'll look back on and feel that they could have done a lot more. But Newcastle were in complete control. And in the second half, they um, had opportunities to unlock the Palace defence and break the deadlock. To Palace's credit, they just have to thank Greta for what he did. And Newcastle, well, they were just always knocking on the door, and they had a moment where Nick Pope had to make a top world class save. I don't know who it was from, but it was a top world class save, and that has saved them at least a point, and it was a point apiece. So it finished Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle United 0. On to Sunday's game, and it starts from Leeds 3. I'm going to start from Leeds v Brentford. A game where both teams showed that. I think Brentford showed a lot more intensity and a lot more attacking prowess than Leeds United. And I have to say, Brentford had opportunities. Ivan Toney had an opportunity from close range, but his header went wide, I believe, from a cross on the right. Brentford still looking to get that goal, and they just couldn't find any more opportunities. However, in the second half, Leeds came to life more than they did in the first half, and they were restricted from long range distance shooting. And I'll tell you what, David Raya had to make couple of good saves, but some of the shots that were hit at him were just straight at him. It was basic for him, and I think I'll say a couple of good saves. I think there was one save in particular that he had to make, and it was a fine save. At the other end, I can't remember if Brentford registered a shot on goal in that game, but it was a game where I think Nonto was assisted, and he got the ball. Yeah, he received the ball to his feet, straight at the goalkeeper, but Raya had to do his job, and I think David Raya was the busier of the two goalkeeper in a game that fired blanks again. So it finished Leeds United 0, Brentford 0. Manchester City v Wolves. Well, in this case, this was classed as a home banker, and you can see the way Man City started off on the front foot. Their intention was to score, although Jose Sarr had to make one or two vital saves and good saves as well. But Wolves really struggled in this game. They couldn't even get the ball in. They did not once have a touch of the ball in Man City's half, and you could see Haaland's movement again as a striker. He moves extremely well. His movement and his timing of his runs are absolutely sublime. And once the cross from De Bruyne comes in, layback from Gundogan, De Bruyne's cross comes in, and Haaland outjumps any Wolf defender and heads it into the net. 1-0 Man City. In the second half, complete control by Man City, complete football. Gundogan gets fouled in the penalty area. The referee had the easiest decision of the game, I believe. And to reward a penalty that Haaland scored, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way to score his fourth penalty of the season. And then he completes his hat-trick, really, through Jose Sarr, who pulled off one or two brilliant saves in the first half. Rush of blood in the brain in the second half, where he's passed it to a Man City player. He assists Haaland, empty net. He was not going to miss the target with the form that he's been on. 25 goals a season, that was. And that was possibly his fifth Premier League hat-trick. My word, he's a goal-scoring monster. I'll give him that. Otherwise, it finished Manchester City 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Um, Arsenal v Manchester United now. Wow, the build up to that game, and to be honoured to watch my first ever Arsenal v Manchester United game at any stadium at any level, let alone Premier League level. It was, for me personally, historically a gifted experience. And well, I think in the first 5 minutes, in the first few minutes, we started off with that intensity, putting pressure, our attacking players putting pressure on them, on the Man United defenders to pass the ball. And Man United, who tried to play out from the back, they had it difficult, and you could see the intensity from Arsenal and Arsenal's intent to really put them under. However, from trying to play out from the back, we got caught. Partey got caught by he got dispossessed by trying to give the ball, trying to give a clever pass, and it was cut off by Rashford. He receives the ball. He outmaneuvers Partey by nutmegging him, runs away with his speed. He was shown on his wrong side, and his right foot from that sort of range, from 20 yards out, was brilliant. And Ramsdale had no chance. Good goal by Rashford. 1-0 Manchester United. However, 7 minutes later, well, straight after the goal, when the crowd really found their voices. Not that they weren't getting behind the team. They really found their voices to get behind the players and give them that push. And 7 minutes later, Arsenal were rewarded. Good build up, mainly on the left, between Xhaka and Zinchenko. Ball laid out between Xhaka and Odegaard, should I say? Ball laid out on the left to Xhaka. He delivers a first-time cross and puts it on the plate for Eddie Nketiah, who gets the better of he gets around Wan-Bissaka, gets up high, and with a bullet header, 1-1. And Arsenal were definitely in control on the front foot. And I'll say that Man United were dangerous on the counter-attack. At 1-1, Ramsdale had to produce a fine save through McTominay, who was assisted by Antony. Fine save, a curling effort from 20 yards out, or nearly 25 yards out, but Ramsdale was equal to it. And Man United did look dangerous on the set pieces, that I do know, but Arsenal looked dangerous every time they attacked Man United's defence. It was just wrong decision making. Even Gabriel Martinelli had a couple of efforts. One was blocked, and one from a clever corner by Bukayo Saka. Martinelli gets his foot around it, but he just couldn't hit the target. And that was when we were 1-0 down. However, looking at that first half, I think Arsenal finished the stronger of the two teams. Second half, complete attacking control by Arsenal, and a moment of brilliance by Bukayo Saka. Plays a 1-2 with Tomiyasu. He's 1-on-1 with Eriksen, beats him for a bit of speed and skill, and unleashed from the right-hand side. He's unleashed a 20-yard low power driver, hit so sweetly, and De Gea, no chance. 2-1 the Arsenal. However, we got our noses in. We conceded a set piece. Man United showed their intent, and to their credit, they showed some fight, because they had to respond, and respond they did. In swinging corner comes in. Aaron Ramsdale, he's got his hands on it, but he should have used his two fists. And I did say in my review, even if he knocks out Tomiyasu, so be it. Just get your two fists on it. He flaps at it. Martinez, who was brave in the diving header, it loops over. It just loops over the defence. Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães, he's trying all his best to get that header out, and he couldn't keep it out. Just couldn't keep it out in the end, and it's nestled into the back of the net, 2-2. However, again, the crowd were absolutely magnificent. They screamed and cheered the boys on. But that being said, Arsenal showed some character, and they were the team that were pushing for that winning goal. And bringing on Trossard with 8 minutes to go, well, he played a part. He tracked back, got a tackle in. You know, that can be said about Partey when Man United were on us on the counter attack. But then again, Arsenal showed that control and that intensity which they've been producing all throughout this season. And the moment of brilliance happened where Trossard receives the ball. He's faced 2-on-1. Zinchenko's on the outside, lays it to his path. Zinchenko cuts back. Odegaard with the side-footed effort, deflected off Eddie Nketiah, who gets that flick on, and that was to prove to be the winning goal. Even after a VAR check, that proved. I think the VAR check was evident of Wan-Bissaka playing Eddie Nketiah onside when the shot comes in. 3-2 Arsenal, and game done. And Arsenal held on to get a magnificent victory yet again. So it finished Arsenal 3, Manchester United 2. Monday's game, Fulham v Spurs. Judging by the highlights, I think Fulham were sharp of the two teams and showed more intent. Not only more intent, but they pressed Tottenham's. They had Tottenham's defence and goalkeeper under pressure, and Hugo Lloris was equal to two efforts on goal, which was straight at him. But maybe against a run of play, Tottenham got their goal. But then again, Tottenham showed some good attacking football, good attacking instance. And Harry Kane, who else? He was the only one who's going to get that strike on target, curling effort from under 20 yards out into the back of the net. Having said that, Fulham did show a lot of intent to get the equaliser, but Tottenham always looked dangerous on the break, and it wasn't to be enough for them to get anything out of the game. So it finished Fulham 0, Spurs 1, and that completes all. That completes every roundup of every fixture that I've gone through in the Premier League. Guys at home, I hope you've been watching. I hope you are going to be watching after this. Do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all of that for me. Otherwise, it's a pleasure to go through another Premier League roundup again after how long you were waiting for. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, I thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and saving the best to last. As you know, that I always do. I thank you so much for putting up with me. So remember to look after your friends, look after your families, do look after yourselves. More peace, more love, and more blessings again. DOG repping from the heart. We'll chat again. Until next time, just remember, please be nice. And I mean, do always be nice.